Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today, guys, we are joined by Matt Dixon to talk through what he sees going on in the crypto space today. We're going to have a look at 3 different assets with Matt to see what he thinks is likely to happen with them. As we get into this video, if you find this useful, informative, then do go ahead and hit the like button. We all really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Right, with all that said, done, and out of the way, let's jump on down to the desktop and welcome Matt to the show.
Welcome again, Cheeky Crypto. It's a pleasure to be with you. It's been really interesting week yet again. We've seen, well, if anybody of you have been following on Twitter at MD Trade, you'll have seen that I was expecting this further down leg. A lot of people have been long in the market, expecting we're going to blast higher, but I've been long expecting this because we had a very clear 3-wave count. Starting from the top here, we had the 5 waves up, which brought us to the all-time high on Bitcoin, and we've seen a strong correction down, but it's been a very much an overlapping correction, really, although this was a strong move here. But because this strong move here was not, and we'll just have a quick look at that, it wasn't as much as 1.68 times first wave. I'll just do the first wave here, we've got labeled as wave A. And if we just transpose that to the wave B, you'll see that we just got past his 1 times here, and we just got just past 1 time. Now, as you've probably heard me say before, a wave 3 is not a wave 3, really, unless it's more than 1.618 times. So that means that this is highly unlikely to be an impulsive move down. That means we're still in corrective mode. That means this 5-wave move up, followed by a corrective move down, and we haven't seen any wave 3, so it's still, even though we've got to move up here and a further move down, this cannot be a wave 3 because it's not up to 1.618 times wave 1, or this first wave that I've labeled here. So that means we're still in corrective mode. That means we're still going to get this amazing Q1, I expect, moving forward, but we're still in corrective mode. It's caught so many people out in this new year. Everyone was thinking we're going to blast higher from the gates. And as I say, on my Twitter feed, I was saying that this was just an A wave down from that X wave we have labeled here, an A wave. Then we had a B wave up, which is, again, very choppy move. And I was expecting a C wave down. Now, my target was around this 42.5 area. And I've been mentioning that. And you can check back on my Twitter feed that I've been expecting this further move down. Same with all the others, because Bitcoin obviously is the big daddy of them all. And then the others tend to follow suit. You get some that stand out, obviously, and we've had some of those amazing standouts, you know, Mana, Sandbox, Atom. There's been quite a few that have stood out. But in general, stuff follows the big daddy Bitcoin. So I like to look at Bitcoin. I've said I sometimes use Ethereum as a proxy as well. Some of these big coins, you can use them all as a proxy for the market. But I had this target down here. Now I've got it labeled as wave 2. Now, if we break below this invalidation point here, and by invalidation, I've got it labeled here as wave C. Now, if my wave count is correct, and this was in some kind of wave 1 up here, and then a WXY wave 2, if that's the case, we are not allowed, according to Elliott wave rules, to break below this wave C here, which is the start of wave 1, in fact. If we break below it, then we need to relook at the wave count. So this is why I'm saying only trade to the upside, but beware of further downside. So when I say beware of further downside, I would only ever scale in very gradually at these levels. It's a very interesting potential level to buy into. And I bought at around this level, but not too heavily, because there is still potential. You could have the wave count. You've got to bear in mind alternate wave counts. So it could be that we've got the A, B, C down, which could be part of a WXY. So a WXY is what's called a 333 in Elliott wave. It's made up of 3 waves for the W wave, 3 waves for the X wave, and 3 waves for the Y wave. So we could potentially have an A, B, C, which is a W wave. Then here we have wave 1. Instead of being wave 1, it could be another smaller W, and then down here I've got it wave here. Well, I'll put that W there. W, then this is a smaller W, smaller X, and here would be a Y wave. It'd be a So that would be a W and WXY for the next X wave, and then WXY for a Y wave. If that's the case, then we can break down lower. So you've got to be very careful with your risk, sort of your risk management within your trading. So as I say, get a trade in here because there's a strong potential it could bounce massively, but there's potential further downside, which is again why I never short the crypto market, because you can be you can be caught the wrong side of the market and it could go infinitely higher almost, but there's only a certain amount of downside. So I only go long the market, and obviously don't overstretch yourself. So that's Bitcoin. And again, it's followed, anyone who's following my Twitter would not have been long Bitcoin. They'd have been waiting, or they've only bought in very, very small, waiting for the C wave down. So everyone in our office here was expecting this C wave down, and it's exactly what's happened. So in a way, I felt good when I saw this down move overnight. And I think any of the Twitter followers that have been following what I've been saying will also hopefully be feeling good. They didn't take any long positions, but now start to look at it. Moving over to Ethereum, again, massive potential here with a big move up, and then I've got an A wave up, a B wave down. So ABW again, and then ABX, and then AB, and a possible Y. So what's interesting about this one is, if I put this Fibonacci tool on here, you'll see my big ABW. I've got as 100% measurement. And if I move it down then to the X wave, well, it gave us pretty much 0.618 was the end of the A wave here, which was quite interesting. So moving to the top of this B wave here, it's actually predicted it's a strong potential turning point. Again, I was saying to people, this is an area to start buying, and I'll just remove this. Even though it's also, I'll put that back on in a moment, but this basically just shows you from this move down here, I've got putting on the B wave here. You can see the AB down to this to finish the Y wave. It's exactly almost to the pip. So for me, put a small amount in. I don't think it's going to go lower personally. It could do, and if it does, then look for the next levels. But this is a very, very strong potential for the end of the move down. So I would start to be buying in. And if you buy in here, and if it's the right turning point, there's no guarantees, but if it's the right one, then it's going to move to new all-time highs, because this is definitely a corrective move down. There's no doubt whatsoever. These are overlapping. There's no clear 5-wave count there, so you're going to get some strong movement higher, and it's likely to go above all-time high. So from these levels, it's good to scale in a little bit. Even a small trade moving that amount, you can make a lot of money. So I think that's, again, very clear. I said I'd look at this as well. So if we look at the magnitude of the A wave, let me just alter this slightly. So to measure that A wave there, so you can see I've got it from the top here to here's 1, and I'll just move it now to the top of the next wave. You'll see that's almost exactly equal, with give or take as a fraction out, but it almost, again, so this A wave here is almost equal to the C wave here, which I've got it labeled as A, B, and this C, which is actually the bigger Y wave. Again, it's 100% the A wave. That's what you'd expect. That's the most common Fibonacci relationship. So again, looks like a strong potential for a turning point. I had, again, friends in the office buying in around the, right around this bottom level here, and I bought in myself as well. So I think there's a strong potential. Again, don't put all your eggs in, but it's certainly a really interesting level to look at for, to push for all-time highs again. I'm not going to go around too many tokens today, but Litecoin, again, you may remember from previous ones, I was just saying there's actually strong potential. Litecoin hadn't finished here. This looked very much like, and you can actually count it as a potential triangle here, or at least an ABC, but it's more like a triangle. So ABC, which would be a bigger A wave, ABC, a bigger B wave, ABC, C wave, ABC, D wave, and then a smaller E wave here, which is ABC, and then the move down. We could actually even go a touch lower here. And I actually remember saying that my long-term target on Litecoin was actually a bit lower. So it's actually working out. This has turned, if this is indeed a triangle, if you remember, is what's called a pre-terminal move. So following a triangle, you expect a final terminal wave down. So if this is a triangle, it means this is a terminal wave, meaning the last wave down in this cycle. So once again, we're seeing moving towards the end of the downside, and we can start maybe filtering in some trades, get some buy orders in, and buy in gradually. So if it isn't the very bottom of the market, you can buy a bit more lower and a bit more lower, because this is definitely, we're going to be seeing some upside fairly soon. And the reason I say definitely is because this, being a triangle, is pre-terminal. And so the final leg down is a terminal move. I can't tell you exactly where the end of that move will be. I can have a quick look here and we can check it out, assuming this is the stop, somewhere about there. Yeah, if that is the X wave there, then I'd expect, I mean, you're 0.86. See, it's hard to say. From the top here, you potentially got 3 waves down, ABC, 3 waves down, ABC, 3 waves up, then a 5-wave move down to here, or it could be that the 5-wave move down is here. I prefer to have it as I've got it counted here. So you've got basically, and if I move this around, you've actually got an A wave there because it's 3 waves down. And I'm glad I'm working this out in front of you, because it shows you a little bit about how I'm thinking about this. There's no set way to do it. And you look at the waves. So within this, if I spread it out just a little bit, you'll actually see that there's fairly clearly from the top there, wave 1, you've got A, B, C, which is a bigger A wave. So that's in 3 waves. And then from up here, you've got A, B, C, 3 waves up in B. And then again, if you opened it out maybe on a shorter time frame, you probably see 5 waves here. Or it could, yeah, probably 5 waves. Or it could even be an ABC, which is a larger W, as I've got labeled here. So it probably is. An ABC, that's actually should be labeled W, ABC should be labeled X, and ABC should be labeled Y, which is a bigger W wave. So they're all like those Russian dolls I told you about, fractals within fractals. So ABC is a W wave, which is inside a larger W wave. So I've got that labeled anyway as W, then X, and then the move down here. We could potentially move all the way down quite easily on Litecoin. There's potential to move down quite a bit lower. I've got 99.88, so maybe around that 100 level. That's entirely possible. So that's why I don't buy all in at this level. I start thinking about it, about buying little bits gradually, but don't ever get in all at one level, because it's like they say, never catch a falling knife. When a market's falling, you can't be quite sure where the bottom of the market is, but you can see from this wave count in particular, it looks corrective because there's overlap there, and there's potential for it to turn any point from now, because we've had a triangle and we're having a final terminal wave down. But that terminal wave could potentially push just a bit lower, and I would be buying in gradually. So just a few general lessons there on risk management, but just looking at the overall wave count. And again, I just wanted to show you my thinking about how you know this is a corrective move down, because it's 3 waves down the first wave. Impulsive waves are always in 5 waves. This is clearly 3 waves down. We've got 3, 3, 3 here. So because of that, we know that this was an impulsive move up, and this is all corrective moves down. So we know it's going to move higher. So I'd like really some feedback if I could, because I want to give you what you want from this. I want to teach you about Elliott Wave, because it will teach you how to make money. I just want feedback about what you want, not only which tokens you want me to focus on. I'll happily focus on any token. We can look at the Elliott Wave counts. I'll happily look at how you build the Elliott wave counts. I'll happily look at the rules, because there are various rules and there's certain expectations for percentage retracements of certain waves. Understanding this will help you make a lot more money in the market. And when you combine that with 𝗕𝗓 will help you to identify which tokens are going to make the best money with the biggest moves moving forward, but also which ones to be aware of. And we're going to be integrating a lot more features within the 𝗕𝗓 ratings, going to be introducing classification models very, very soon, which will again separate the tokens out into various classifications, some which are higher risk, some which are lower risk. And then within those categories, you can use the 𝗕𝗓 ratings to pick the big winners within the categories. So there's so much more to come. So I hope you've all had a good start to the new year. As I say, I really hope that you listened to my Twitter feed there, because that warned you of the downside to come. But now it's time to start just thinking about filtering into the market. Even if you're filtering in before, as long as you're not as long as you're not leveraged in the market, then you can hold, because it looks pretty clear this is a corrective move down. We've got higher to come. So looking forward to a great Q1. Thank you so much for your time, and look forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you.
And that was Matt from 𝗕𝗓. Hopefully you have found this video useful and informative. If you have, hit the like button. Really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with all the videos that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and we'll catch you all in the next one.